left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital. Where were you all? Sitting there talking nonsense. Talking about because I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boakai, your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boakai deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He would never deny it because he knows this to be true.
Some of you people thought I was never going to create families of Boakai. Yeah. Because I went to counties. I'm not criticizing because I want to criticize. I'm criticizing because we said yesterday, former president, we have a right private jet. But the Joseph Boakai acquired the power is riding private jet from here to go to the country. Yeah. But I will speak because people in sacrifice from our past to go. This country is a better place and will be a better place. Yes, sir. But there's money in this country that we can live from, not need money from outside.
Say they were coming, they say they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they say they were liberators. But when they keep
we have to come criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out.
What kind of people?
I want to tell you some of your lawmakers. Some people say the
freedom fighter, you raping our people.
They're breaking all the law. The law is
freedom fighter, you killing our people. Freedom fighter, you destroying our people.
You cannot be the two things they are there for. When last people for their government, you can say, sacrifice people. Your brother, lawyer, sacrifice 1% and 1% wrong. But they said that over there, they want their family to be qualified.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they keep
because it is a time to be happy. It is not. Everybody down with the corporate not better. It is everybody down with the corporate is better.
Freedom fighter, you really now. Freedom fighter, you really now. Freedom fighter, you just went out.
You people will have we come to power. In every country, at least 2 million and break out of packages, and the other ones to keep power themselves. The money is there, but everything is on the back of the because we have books.
One more freedom fighter. One more freedom fighter.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels. Yes, indeed.
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When
they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when it came their time, they changed their mind. And when it came their time, they changed their mind. Oh, yes, indeed. Welcome and welcome. What a beautiful Thursday morning from the nation's capital in Monrovia. And this is the tone that sets the agenda for the day's conversation on the nation's premier and most listened to breakfast conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. When they were coming here, they said they were freedom fighters, they were liberators, and in fact, they were rescuers. But when it came their time, the abusers of the law, perpetuating mysterious death, unaccounted for, increased police brutality, domestic terrorism, domestic terror attack on peaceful citizens, and of course, as we saw in Nimba on yesterday.
What kind of people they so? They are freedom
fighters. Good morning, good morning. Too many things to talk about. Lots of things going on in Liberia. Welcome once more.
You freedom fighter, you killing our children. They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you teach.
Good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us for breakfast on the nation's premiere, Freedom 87.9. Too many things to talk about. Lots of things going on in the country. Yes, indeed. This is where you get the analysis of those issues without fear nor favor. We speak truth to power, and that's what we are, the People's Radio. How does the menu look this morning? Well charged, loaded, with all of what you would definitely love to hear, and of course have a say in. We go to Nimba County, okay, to bring you up to speed with what occurred. Very despicable, undemocratic, barbaric attack on the freedom of movement of Honorable Yeke Koluba, who has been on this county tour, touching base with his supporters. And if you know you're not a supporter of Yeke, you just stay in your corner. But what prompted the action on Yeke yesterday further justify or validate all of the claims and concerns about the intolerance of political disagreement under the Unity Party Bwaka-led administration. And every other day, this is put on display. And what we witnessed in Ganta and Nimba County was very much revealing. And subsequently, the superintendent of Nimba, a Unity Party loyalist, Maku Mepe Gono, wrote on her official social media page, and right? And she said, "My rescue charged Nimba." And this was in reaction to what happened on yesterday to Yeke Koluba. What does that indicate? What does that say to you? But look, folks, this morning is going to be quite interesting. We're going to look at that. Are we witnessing a state-sponsored, state-approved attack on dissenting opinion and political opposition? Is that what we are beginning to see in these early stages? Is that what we are beginning to see? Why will you attack Yeke Koluba? You wrongfully remove the man from his job, and you want to deny the man the opportunity to move freely and interact. The very right you continue to enjoy. You enjoy then, you are enjoying now, and you want to deprive other citizens of their constitutionally guaranteed rights under our laws. What is happening with our democracy? Folks, still on the Yeke Koluba thing, we go to Abuja, Nigeria, for its counting degree of our country image and the repetition of our country in the practice of democracy. As ECOWAS parliamentarian flag and raise concerns about the Guinea-Liberia border tension, and of course the justification for Yeke Koluba's removal. We have the recording. Apparently you've stumbled across it on social media, but we're going to play it and also make sense of it. This is the embarrassment we were warning against. This is what we said. Look, we are a committee. We're in, and existing in a committee of nations, and of course we look at each other. If you're doing something here and you think you're going to remain secret, no, the whole world is watching, and that's how they're going to judge Liberia. Today, the Buakai Rescue Government has brought up today's international embarrassment. You listen to it, folks. Oh man, papi them, you put the volume up. The volume, you put the radio right near the Potato Green Bay. Let's talk Liberia right here. The kind of thing that going on in the country is not good. And then, of course, we will talk also about a debate that's ensuing in the public space. The role of the vice president vis-a-vis the duties of executive ministers and ministries and agencies, the crisscrossing and interference, and all of that. There's the heightened public conversation about it and what have you. Should the vice president be going the extent to which he's doing? Is that the role of the vice president? Seemingly performing the tasks of cabinet ministers and sector agencies, undercutting the constitutional responsibilities and duties of these agencies. So instead of asking the vice president to go and do the job of the commerce ministry, which is indicative of inefficiency at the ministry, why now you dismiss those in charge and bring on board people who know their job and can do it effectively? But again, this is rescue, rewriting what governance is and redefining what administration should look like. Usurpation everywhere, grandstanding, showmanship, and Kun is passing around, taking utterances. Some of those utterances have got the propensity to come right back after the government and the consumers. But look, folks, it promises to be a very fascinating conversation this morning. Of course, at 9 o'clock, we'll have our brother Sam. Yesterday, he could not make it. Let's hope he comes in today to talk about this program that he has developed to bring some degree of a solution to the Liberian issue. The shape and size of the conversation for you this morning on the nation's premier breakfast show, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Good morning, our friends. Those of you, if you just come into Liberia, welcome. This is Freedom FM. And of course, we have a new CEO. And of course, good morning and welcome. We have to start making Councillor Kofa used to following the radio. And, he's a politician. He always does. But at this level now, making use, you got to put the radio everywhere. So good morning, Chief. Welcome and welcome. Good morning to the peace-loving people of District Number 2 in Grand Coup County. This is your station. This is your radio. And of course, we're here this morning to serve you breakfast, a batch of our theme song. And of course, when we come back, we rumble through the issues right here on the big station.
Ayo, 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 music. Aha. Wani makianya wara wa monyoju weyan ke wana wa kuna ngira wasia wa pebiabu wana wa kuna ngonwa wasia wa pebiabu kena be monye be niaka I'm a freedom fighter oh wa monye o I'm a freedom fighter ke ni nyo bi okwasa I'm a freedom fighter ke ni nyo bi ogbapa I'm a freedom fighter.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, enemy you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the partner, and of course, it's good to partner with Crime Stopper, discouraging mob justice and, of course, brutality against each other as as citizens of this country, and respecting the rule of law, culture, and that is the primary purpose of the work organizations like Crime Stopper are involved with in the country. But sadly, we keep seeing these things going on and on and on. But yes, morning, folks. To those of you joining our live, would like to say good morning and thanks. Kindly drop your comments on each and any of our talking point and please share the show. You see, let me tell you why it's always important for you to share the show when we are having conversation about national issues. The thing we come and talk about this morning about that Nigerian parliament thing that happened. You will listen to the man talking about, how we're on the internet, we see things happening, we're seeing it, blah blah. We're expecting you can't your get up there and get up there, right? It's because of this. When we're having conversation, you share the show, and beyond that, even locally, right? These guys, when you're sharing the show, apparently you in someone at church group, you put it there. If there is no, chat room restriction on that, right? You share the public information so people will get it. Sometimes somebody will be saying somewhere they will see it, and they have someone at power to press some button. So what are you're 5, you're 6, you're 7, you're there. The help you can offer this institution and the job we do is to share. Let it go. Wow, Liberians are all over. They're concerned. They want to know what is going on in the country. Yeah, so Favor Morel, you share it here to all your Holland people. That what thing will happen to you, my sister? Huh? You share it. You share to all your Holland people. Then who again, my man? I have minutes, so y'all got to do the thing. You got to share the show, drop a comment, give your reaction, your view. Probably it's what happened in Yeke Koluba, you're a citizen, and what happened in Nimba. You can be talk yours, and from the perspective of what you think is going on, from the perspective of rule of law, from the perspective of respect for people's freedom and all of that. You speak to that, or you come to other issues. And, you have conversations about it. Yesterday, we were talking about the border issues. Yesterday, we were talking about reconciliation issues, and the actions and activities are undermining it. Do you know how far it went? It went as far. Right? And I can tell you for free that the regime is in panic mode, and they know very well. And look, we've always told you, just as many people, when we oppose you and your policy, it doesn't mean we hate you. Don't run a society where you try to create a picture of hatred for those who do not support you. And the regime is responsible for all of the nightmare that they are having right now. They're not even sleeping good. Right? So, at the end of the day, those in government are supposed to be there because they are citizens of the country. They deserve to be there. And those out of government, right, deserve to be respected because they're citizens. And this is how it's got to be. But to make it look like some other person got to sit down somewhere and decide who become this, who become that. And because they're not pleased, and the other person, the other citizen should be stripped off. Look at the way Funati was removed. Look at the way Yeke is being removed. So condemnable. And nobody is doing it but the president. The president, he want Funati, he moved the man. The president, he want Yeke, he moved the man. The president want Prefeki to go to jail and pass through somebody, Prefeki go to jail. Right? So, at the end of the day, everything comes right back to the feet of the president, and the president is making things to look so very theatrical. He has reduced cabinet meeting to stand-up comedy show. You go there, he's sharing all kinds of irrelevant parables and jokes, and they're just laughing, and nothing comes out to addressing the real issues affecting the country daily. He's not even paying attention to the cries of the people. The mysterious deaths, the rape, the domestic violence, police brutality. All these things we're talking about, parents not paying attention at such a critical moment, right? Where there is no stable electricity. The worst performance of LEC is what we're witnessing now in Liberia. The president is not troubled by those. The president is not bothered that is happening. Water has been out of Monrovia for almost a month or plus. And Mo Ali is putting up flimsy excuses all of the time, right? All of the time he has some kind of excuse to put up. No strategy to, move around and try to make sure that these things are supervised and monitored in real time and all of that, right? They look, we have to do a lot. And you understand? So You expect when the president is having national conversation, you see the concern. See, the president is being theatrical. He's on a theater making jokes, and people are laughing, and everybody's like everything is okay, and we're saying no electricity to redemption. Everybody's laughing, and the president is making fun out of that. Mr. President, with the experience and the time in public service, this is not the quality that one would expect to be coming from you. What happened yesterday, right, was very, very despicable. I mean, first, so no electricity, people sleeping in heat, children. Look at the hospitals going out of electricity, emergency situation, and people are dying. And the president calls meeting with his cabinet people and sitting there, talking about, when the dog pull him more, when the dog pull the boom more, the dog low over the water, the dog see himself. That dog story time, yeah? Every other time you be talking dog story. And you're not blasting these incompetent people you put together. You say officials, sycophantic, they said before you, and all they do, President, Mr. President, we are not coming back, and the CDC man will be. So, all nonsense. Mr. President, you have a golden opportunity to turn things around. Mr. President, you have a golden opportunity to correct the squander that happened in this country. Mr. President, you're sitting there and these burgers are making you to feel like everything's going on. Mr. President, no covering in the hospital, no jobs. Remember, I'd like to bring your attention to the NBC, National Bureau of Concession. What is happening at the NBC is, as we're hearing, is terrible and unsustainable. One of the rationale of the harmonization was to set, the pay grade across government agencies. So the Liberian government are supposed to be working overtime to making sure that they bring everybody up to the standard that harmonization have set. For example, every director across every agency must receive the same amount. So if there's an institution that has not reached that level, right? So after time, government, those institutions should be working. Government should be pumping money to bring these people to that level. So that director at NBC will take the same pay as director at Ministry of State, for example, Ministry of Finance, for example, right? The rationale. But now, first, before now, I am told, right, very credibly, that the payroll size of the NBC was not more than 110 or 115 people. But today, as we speak, right, that payroll size have grown over 200 people. And then you ask yourself, what is the nature of work that people got to be doing at NBC? The National Bureau of Concession. To the point where there is no seat for some people. No seat. The guys just bundle up partisans, and then all men you send that he won't be lawmaker in Grand Cayman County, and just take plenty of his supporters and put them in a place and bundle the place up. Opportunity come. Those individuals who have institutional knowledge that need to build their capacity to be able to deal with the issues, right? They lead them and take the partisans and put them on a scholarship and send them out. Mr. President, it's terrible. It's disturbing. Please, I'm saying this again so that the relevant people bring the president attention to the one, and then you will ask. Then when you ask, you will know whether that true telling you or that lie. Embarrassing. In 2 years' time, you take the payroll from, it's actually 90-something, right? Because when the CDC people came, some people resigned, so it came down to between 96, 97, that was on the payroll of the NBC. But in 2 years' time, your men are now taking it to over 220 plus going. So they're not achieving the harmonization objective, and then they're also undermining your own commitment to a small and efficient government. Bring that to your honorable attention, Mr. President. So please, this is not time for joke. This is not time for comedy. This is not time for laughter, Mr. President. It's a serious thing going on in the country. Tax are being increased 13%. The effect on the people, Mr. President. You don't be laughing and throwing joke when you're imposing hardship on the people and they can't get medicine in the hospital. MCSS teachers are protesting. Students are robbed of classroom time. And all of that is happening in the country. And then the president, every time he's sitting down, he's laughing, he's showing jokes, and people, they're drinking champagne and they're laughing. You think like, it's a CDC problem? No, it's your problem. Hmm? It's your problem. I don't know what the message is. The radio sound not coming. Those following the radio, man, please confirm them because we can't start or talking. So yes, the two other things caught my attention, and I like to begin with our content creator. I don't know whether that content creator did it, but this culture of bullying and bringing people down in like, bro, we have to stop it. This is the reason, and this is the very thing that pushing young people into attitude and behavior that are not culture. Because God help you, you're able to get one or two Chinese clothes, Chinese shoes, and then you start bullying other people. You think everybody's situation are the same? The girl going to school, she ain't going for a fashion show, go show herself. Then you go tell the girl, you put the girl picture up, talking about, oh, the girl using one bag, two or that your business. That girl now go to your hall one day and go ask you, say, oh, man, I don't get bag, go to school. And because she don't want to be a beggar, she want to be proud, she want to maintain her pride, that how she hold lay one bag, she go to school. It's not about the bag. When someone in high school, that one boy bag was your carrying. So how is that different? While in college, that one bag, nobody should put you under pressure that as a student, you got every day you got to carry different bag. Every day you got to carry different shoe. God give you one shoe, use your one shoe, go and build your brain. Go and build your brain. Just stop misusing the whole internet business. Why for? When you see that you're able to help, sit down. But you go, oh, that one said I was putting more on her friend. You go check it up. You go check that one up. Somebody can just want to show that. You go check that one up. I looking at our videos as she's talking. Then you talking to somebody. Oh, the other girl, that one bear. So what? One bear can't carry the same boat, but every day you gotta take fake life. So because you're living fake life, the guy choose to live fake life. The guy won't be doing all kind of things. The guy is humbly going to school and empowering herself. She take her lay one bear or lay one sandal, she go do it. Look, let me tell you that discipline. The young student out there, please don't leave your track because some other friends are looking down on you. Keep your head up. Keep your head. Keep your focus. Don't get deterred. That condition is not permanent. You who having one shoe and your other friends are mocking you today, just keep focused. Trust the process. Focus on that education. Look, you will have them. You will have them plenty. Don't mind them. And sometimes, right, you will focus, you'll come to the very people that are mocking you today, say you get one bag tomorrow. They will be struggling to come in your space. Don't mind them. Because, some of them can go get themselves involved with all kinds of things and they will trap them. They can go nowhere. Their whole life is destroyed. Don't be like that. Believe in God. Believe in what you're doing. Remain disciplined. And thanks to CRC for his intervention. That was good. This is Liberian helping Liberian. Let's do it like that. Let's be like that. When you see other people mocking people, don't join in the fries of bully. Don't do it. Come in and be of help. And see as he did that, the musician. That was good. Congratulations, my brother. That was fine. And let's be our brother's keeper. Your country, yeah, you tear each other down at the end of the day. Suddenly, when you go, you see other people, they're supporting each other, but they whole crab mentality. So when you laugh at that again, you put a get picture all on Facebook. So what you really benefit from it? You look at somebody on a sad moment, you use that as a moment to bring it down. You know, it can make people to commit suicide. Those kind of thing that can make people to commit suicide. And it can lead to internal family feud, because if that child is not somebody, that child will start having some sort of mind and approach towards their parent and start to hold their parent responsible. Then you see tension come between people. Leave people. You don't know people's story. Leave them. If God bless you, you get 20 bag, use your 20 bag. You get 500 shoes, use your 500 shoes. You know that poor people around you, and you get 20 bag. One day you won't take one of that bag or two of that bag, go in the community and go kill some of your sister and son. But you only get the courage to come on Facebook and take your friend picture and pull it up. That's bad. And of course, Liberia Global Musical Icon, Jezino, with his latest banger, Sophia, was seen as he paid courtesy on former President George Manawia, and it was a beautiful moment. This is what we want to see our leaders do. And when you do that, it doesn't make you an unserious leader, because you're a leader for everybody. You're a leader for those who play football. You're a leader for those who sing music. You're a leader for those who dance as career. You're a leader for those who are swimming. You're a leader for those who are doing surfing. When you go and identify with them, make them feel proud in whatever they are doing, right? And then the so-called elite make it look like, that people know. Respect people for what they do. And that is that is what former President we had displayed and showed on yesterday. Right? Not only when you won't be president and then people come to you, oh, I'm on the side, I'm on the support. Right? Same Mr. Bwaka became president. They're very Jesuno guy, right? Supported him in a way. 2023. Right? They may have never ever, I can't remember when. They're very young, talented musicians that organized themselves and supported Mr. Bwaka, and he used to be all over with them, have ever taken the need to identify and recognize them. But guess what? Right? You bully these people, you make them to look like they are irrelevant. But when there's time for election, that's when you need them. Right? Look at what my own friend DJ Wizzy, I'm not sure I want to hold DJ Wizzy to a larger extent, because you're doing his job, as an interviewer and all of that with Sasubo. And Sasubo was speaking, naturally, being grateful and appreciative. And look, when somebody at the level of Sasubo tells you that this XYZ minister, while they were in office, they brought me close and appreciated the work I was doing and started supporting me. On one end, they'll give me allowance, right? And you jump on it, you take it and give it to your boy. You say, oh, musicians. So musicians are not Liberians. Who are supposed to support them? Almost the whole country money in your hand. You're using it in recurring expenditure. So if you have a system in a government that says, and my man, and the president that say, minister, you play low after the children. You help the children, let their career go. Now you saw the Liberian musical industry, right, witness a boom under the George Weah regime than any other regime prior, and even now. It's not like these people violated, government policy or blah 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 or stuff. No, the people are making money for their stuff. So, minister, you don't get part by the children, your son, right? Pizota say, Sasubo, you're doing some very good thing, right? Be coming on more end. You know what that woman taking that money from her salary, giving it to you. Have you investigated? No. So when somebody put you on monthly staffing, then you're done with it. And they say, oh, MC Caro, blah, 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 blah. So all the other people that you can get and be giving money to, your thing we don't know. Or because these people, so you don't want to support musician, but you want to listen to their song. You got to stop that. So again, so we are demonstrated that his support for Liberia art and craft has got nothing to do with politics. So you can be the man who sang the Jowiago song for Bwakai, right? And President Weah sees you as a talented Liberian musician promoting the art and culture of this country. He honor you, open the doors to you. He give you a tap and encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. Today, Jazina is up there. He's traveling from, well, I think he just came from Malawi, going from places, having big projects. Everywhere he goes, he carries the Liberian flag. Everywhere he goes, he carries the Liberian accent. This man is marketing the Liberian culture, the Liberian reality, that what he's carrying. So when we empower the rest of the other young people here, that how they will start going, we get more ambassadors. Then the whole tourism thing we're talking about, right? When they see the performance of these young people, they say Liberia, somebody can get attracted and interested in coming to Liberia because of Jazino performance in some other part of the world. So let's support the people. Let's support everybody. A carpenter man, you support them. You this other man, you support them. A plumber, you support them. Blah blah. Let's do that, folks. Talk that. Have a Liberian conversation about this before we can go into the politics of the day, right? Before we can go into the politics of the day, but just before we do, after 20 years, at long last, Arsenal Football Club has qualified for the UEFA Champions League, European football, club football bigger prize, right? The Champions League trophy. Will Arsenal clinch this year's edition, or will they fumble in the last moment as they have been doing for many? 2006, we saw them with Barcelona, right? When they lost the golden opportunity, that was the first time in their history to appear at the finals, Champions League final. They missed it. This is the second time. Will Arsenal take advantage? They've been building a very purposeful team for the past years, and of course, the young manager Mikel Arteta has been doing well. He has kept them at the top, and they've been pushing, but yet still, history has been haunting them behind. You know, the history of failure have been haunting, but they've been very determined, and this is the product of perseverance. So Arsenal has persevered, and they are where they are. As a Manchester United fan, I don't want them to win it. That's my football bias, and you can't hold me responsible for that, because even if I mean you Arsenal people don't want us to win it. So why would I want Arsenal people to win it? And more besides, and I somehow support PSG in France, in the French league, so I want PSG to flog them. I mean, look at the PSG attacking force. That means supposed to look at that kind of attacking force, good football, and prefer gonna work and fumble in the last minute of time. You put the empty pool. You know, the whole footballer they think they can finish drawing the whole fee, and then the goalkeeper will be behind, and the goalkeeper will lead the pool. Then time to kill the man, kill the ball, yeah, they can't. Then the ball go way on the left side. How Arsenal can miss opportunity. But we'll wait to see. 24 days from now, we'll wait to see what Arsenal has. And it's a good thing that Arsenal is going to the finals as an underdog. So it takes away a great deal of burden and pressure from them. So that can also help them psychologically to build and prepare themselves. But we see PSG will be a third team to win back-to-back the Champions League. So they have a historic moment, right? To win back-to-back. I think the two teams have done it prior to now. Real Madrid, Bayern, right? So PSG could join the list, that big list. So you see, Arsenal have history to fight for. PSG also has history to also make as well. So it's going to be a beautiful game. We'll be there. But next season Champions League, Man U will be here, and of course we'll beat them. We'll beat them all and walk away. We are back. So all along I was telling you, I say, oh, we're beating team, but right now I'm proudly telling you that Manchester United is back. You're gonna start crying again. You're gonna start saying, oh, the referee they can cheat for menu. Oh, the other they can do this, they can do that. You know, when we are our best, that's what they can say. They can recognize our best. They will say that referee can cheat for us. Now, fellow Liberian, recent activities in the country continue to draw public attention uh, to the scary concern. Okay, 1 minute. Activities in our country, especially at the political level, is painting a whole picture that so worrying and troubling. As a lot of questions are being asked about the quality of our democracy and the tolerance that the government brings to bear in respecting the rule of law and respecting the constitutionally guaranteed rights of people to take certain democratic actions and act and operate within certain limits. And these limits are being transcended, they're being abused, they're being flouted, and it has become a culture. It has become a way of life for the Baka and all of that has become a serious concern for many. Now, and every other time actions are taken and it reveals this very same ugly reality about the Baka administration. Are they learning from it? I'm not sure, because a lot of the folks keep repeating after one another and all of that. And I've always said that there is an element of radicalized extremists within the United Party that's not allowing the space for responsible governance. They feel so extremely entitled, and they feel this is their moment and it's about them, and refusing to accept the fact that after election, governance return to the state. You are agents of the state anymore, and as agents of the state, it is the state laws and statutes that govern your conduct and your actions and activity, not the political party manifesto or the political party whatever you think. No, these things they're just there, but you don't run the state in. Based on your party agenda or your party. No. That's not how you run a responsible society. But unfortunately, United Party has ignored the laws for the most part for political expediency. And they're taking critical decisions primarily based on political expediency. And that's what they're doing, right? They go in the business sector, they see whoever is doing this. For example, this businessman is there, and this businessman is friend to George Weah. They will attack you. They will make laws. They will make laws simply because of that political, discomfort that they have, that political discomfort that they have. They will make laws to undermine that business. We saw it in the petroleum sector with Musa Bellotti, because he's an opposition leader, right? And have, for the most part, not supported Mr. Baka and all that. So people believe that they have to change the law in nefarious ways, right, to undercut and undermine. And this is a dangerous concept. And it continues to happen. It continues to, that is a whole dragnet that the rescue government sees itself into. Now, the Yeke Koluba thing, the Guinea Liberal border situation, right? Political secrecy. So very embarrassing, to the point where our government is on and the international stage and people are having conversation about it. You have not reported to your citizens, and at the same time, you have not reported to international bodies, regional bodies that you are a member of that have a regulation on countries report. The ECOWAS Parliament have, and this thing where when they assemble, then the respective secretariat will generate situational report across the member state, and these parliamentarians from the different respective countries will go there and make report and brief the ECOWAS parliament on what is happening in the region, right? Unfortunately, because our government has decided to be secrecy with what is happening at the Guinea-Liberia border in Solomba, right? And we have been having conversation about it. Lawmakers and political actors have been saying whatever they've been saying. In the face of that secrecy, right? Yeke Koluba comes to the country and makes a statement and form an opinion about what is going on, and then the government elected to expel Yeke. And it became so alarming, not only in Liberia, but even outside the borders of Liberia, people were concerned. But then something got to be about this thing, to the extent where a whole elected parliament member loses his seat simply for talking in this. Then as a regional, parliamentarian body, we need to be brief so that we can act and advise ECOWAS in the right direction to prevent, taking preemptive action to prevent whatever is going on. Because if the Liberian government can rally to unseat, expel, and remove a certain lawmaker just for utterances made about the Guinea-Liberia border, then that means there was something serious. I believe this was what that was running in the Nigerian senator's head. You understand? This is where we are. Let me play you the voice. So what happened was, Representative Mema Briggs Mensah spoke and addressed the parliament and ignored the real-time issues and John Kulu and go start talking about Bujumbura can business. When there is a real-time issue in the country, and started dealing with the Ghanaian people. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we support that also. That's a good thing. But again, we also need solution to our border because it seems like our government is incapable. So we need the regional borders to get involved. She didn't do that. She go start talking a whole different thing. Remember Briggs Mensah. Then what happened? Was that was followed by a Nigerian senator who was concerned and wanted to know what was happening. So he raised the issue. His name is Awaji Abiante, a member of the ECOWAS parliament representing Nigeria. He blasted the Liberian delegation for not including in their update, right, the issues at the border and, of course, the expulsion of Yeke Koluba. Because it's grave. It's a grave matter. And you come to the regional body or the sub-regional body to make presentation and you provide zero update. You omitted that. But a lawmaker has lost his seat. And the purpose of which these organizations are formed is to be able to keep an eye and be able to intervene and resolve matters in any of the member states. So he blasted. And I want to commend him for that West African solidarity. That's how I would like to call it. This is how our continent needs to work. What affect Liberia should concern Nigeria. What affect Nigeria should concern Liberia. What affect Ghana should concern Liberia. And this is how it should be. But let's listen to ECOWAS parliamentarian Awaji Abiante own remarks and disappointment expressed in Liberia ECOWAS parliament representation. Are they underrepresenting the country?
Everybody condemned, including this parliament. We issued a statement. And Liberia will come here and tell all Koreans and not mention it. There's no regard for the issue at all by today. Given the issues between Liberia and Guinea. Everybody condemned, including this parliament. We issued a statement. And Liberia will come here and tell all Koreans and not mention it. There's no regard for the issues that have put our hearts on the line.
Correct. Let me hear you hear the man. An issue that we all were concerned about, right? That even ECOWAS Parliament, they issue statement on it. Because it was concerning everybody. The citizens in the place there, they had to scatter. Then for our parliamentarian to leave from here, to go represent the country, and they're talking all kind of different things, that means they do not have regard. The government of Liberia today do not have regard for that issue that brought a degree of panic and instability, right, to each of us as citizens, even those outside. The Nigerian men are talking for us.
Please are not mentioning. There's no regard for the issues that have put our hearts on the line. We need to know what has happened. And if in the process of trying to find out the truth about the situation, a lawmaker spoke about it. The world is not a global village. What I'm saying here now, somebody...
The world is a global village. What I told you, you'll be sharing the show. The world is a global village. What we are saying here, the people following, the people listening, they're understanding what's going on, what's the Liberian book concern. That's when we open the line, you got to call and say your view. The world is listening, they're hearing you. We gave you the opportunity. And thanks to our sponsors, thanks to our management, thanks to our ownership, right? This is what we are saying. An issue happened. And then
Canada will hear me in the next 2 seconds. If a member of parliament to couple up and say, this is a two position, that he believes that these territories belong to Guinea, what Nigeria could do would be to spare the man from parliament.
Imagine, listen to this, fellow Liberian. A parliamentarian, and in our case, a legislator, made remarks that he believed, based on what has been happening, that he believed the territory in dispute belongs to Guinea. And the response of the Liberian government is to rally resources and expel that man. What are you hiding? Expel the man. The man said, listen to the
I don't know what Liberia have presented. I need to know what can happen. What is it that made them to withdraw? What is it that made them to expel somebody who had...
Thank you. Hold it there. Liberia, that won't be, how do you call, member breeds Mensa that can be in it, and member breed that can be jumping from plate to plate, and be jumping and be going to illegal people and doing all kind of things. I let how they pull it in your faces. When you refuse to listen to the Liberian people, you're ignorant, you're taken for fool, your peers will disgrace you outside there. And that what happening. So you see, all the passing around talking about, oh, we want to do reconcile, we want to do reconciliation, we want to do that. The disgrace they're receiving outside. That is disgrace. You see the kind of embarrassment. Hey, now just God passed through the Nigerian men, say, go talk for the Liberian people, go talk for the 4-year people, go talk for the Solomba people. Go talk for them.
Tempting to tell you, if we're not preferred to tell the truth, to spend somebody who was attempting to tell you, if we're not preferred to tell the truth and live by it, we better shut down what we are calling democracy.
Hold it, before we come to that, right? Two profound issues. This matter here that you withdraw from the border, you withdrew your troops and your men from the territory in dispute. Liberian government withdrew our people from there. They do not find the reason to tell us as citizens, right, why they took the decision. Give all the reason why you withdraw and told the Soya people to come back, the immigration people to come back, the border security people to come back. You won't tell the Liberian people anything. You won't tell your regional partner anything. That's one. Two, You took a decision to expel a lawmaker, a sitting lawmaker, and you don't tell anything. He just leave. He say, oh, the man, national security. What made that matter in national security? Pretty much tell us. The shame and embarrassment that's happening here, and the breakdown for the rule of law culture, and the undermining of our democratic credential that's going on under the watch of Mr. Baka is becoming so embarrassing, and it has extended the borders of Liberia, and the war is laughing at us. Fellow Liberians, you'll be here doing partisan
and divide it in our own languages and follow.
So the man said, if this is the definition of the democracy that we are practicing, then we need to shut it down. If this is the definition of democracy, what when you ask her question, then you're expelled. Then when the state take action, the state doesn't report to the people. That is not democracy. We need to shut this one down and do what we actually want to do and declare that. Because you can't be saying you're practicing democracy and you are doing these things. And not only stopping to expelling the man, right? And then you're going for the man in his private life and denying the man his constitutional rights to move about and, of course, do things that he wants to do that does not interfere with the law in any way, shape, form, or manner. And you send hooligans to attack the man. Confirmed by subsequent statements and posts made by senior officials of the government and the county, the superintendent. Fair Liberians, where are we? Talk to us. Tell us. Let me find out that one that happened. Okay, where is this? Where is this? There will be the phone line. So you talk about it. You send people to go attack the man. To go attack the man in Nimba, in Ganta. You send people to go attack the man in Nimba, in Ganta. But you were the same people who said, oh yeah, while I look for the video, those of you that apply for the army recruitment process, the Ministry of Defense said the short listing are out, so you can go to the barracks to be able to verify and see whether your names are there and what have you. Please, you check it out. And that's what the government that's what the government said. That's what the government decided to do. Okay, let me check my man up quickly and see. So this is it. Then we gotta put it on the video so you'll be able to see it. This one here, we gotta put it on the video so you'll be able to see it. Yeah, but anyway, let's take call because we have something. So it's already the time. So let's take your call on this whole song about Yeke expulsion and the Nigerian lawmakers' own outbursts, justify or not. Shame and disgrace. There small children like us, to a larger extent, relatively speaking, we come here. I mean, young people like us to come here. We remind you, please do the good thing. Please do the right thing for the sake of this country, for the sake of the integrity and the respect of this country. You ain't listening to your brain or your blah blah blah. Let it disgrace now. We pay taxpayer money, put your own airplane to your care in Nigeria to go present your friend. May you wake up, get disgrace you. Simple thing. What are you supposed to do? Okay. Let's take call 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live. Let's take this caller. Good morning. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to the people of Liberia.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Derek Tua Morris, and I'm calling by Electoral District number 16. Yeah, thanks for putting us the platform. So the Yeke Kolba issue, you know, these are some of the things we've been saying over the period that this government is there to lead the people to prosperity. And secondly, I want to applaud that parliamentarian, you know, he couldn't have said it anything, you know, better than what he did. And looking at member Green Mesa, who the Liberian people depend on to represent them at the Equa Parliament and not taking the Liberian people's issue. Because the expression of Yeke Kolba is concerning it is a Liberian issue. But then you sit down there as to what a perform, not, you know, giving a clear picture of what, because the what we in a global village, everybody know, everybody follow the activity within the country. It's very sad. It is very sad. I think it is time that we Liberians open our eyes and elect leaders that will represent us on the global stage, locally, nationally, and internationally.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Brother is that you on the program for now. I'm comparing the conversation in the morning. You know, in Nigeria, how will you discuss the conflict resolution without knowing the root cause of the problem? We've been asking Uncle Joe, then he went in and come back, no briefing to us. Then our parliamentarians say they complain to Lubu, then was asking them what is going on. What's happening? What led Guinea coming to our border? Nobody is talking. What led Guinea coming to our border?
And what made you to withdraw the security from the border and you expel your case? Why? You tell us first, then we know how to resolve it.
They are not talking. They are not talking. People equipment have been seen. They begin equipment have been seen to the border. It's in the hand of the year. Nobody is talking about those things. You know what they're taking a demo for the post quick. Nobody's talking about it. But the view is super.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
And Nigerian parliamentarian talking for honor because we not talk our government.
Yeah. It's very much disgraceful. Anyway, I'm Peter Delicasa. I come from under the street like in Lower Johnsonville. They're concerned Nigerians and for justice. And I say, Abu, that's how we are paying and explain to our people. This government don't understand the ideas of democracy. In democracy, we do not fight. And democracy is an exchange of an idea. See what the Ghanaian parliamentarians is telling us.
I think he's a Nigerian.
Yeah, a Nigerian rather. A parliamentarian is educating the government on how to run. That's a complete disgrace to just say Imam Buakai and that of his colleagues in government. You see, the issue of the land and the Sonoma, it's clear that the Guineans are taking the land. That is clear. I want I hear from Lufa Wab, relatives and friends. The guys are still occupying our land. So what brought about the removal of Yeke Kolba, and Yeke Kolba did not commit any crime? Then those guys who do not understand anything, they wrote the communication that is very much disjuncted. Look at the communication someone wrote, and some of those guys are sick over there that cannot read ABC. They Yeke Kolba committed treason. You know what they call treason? So more mama of this tree. So you lawmakers, because you don't know what they call treason. That's a complete disgrace. And see how this government brought Liberia to a public and international ridicule. See, that's what they do not fatigue.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Then we can move to the other phone.
So this is Jeremiah, when I commonly know as the reality. What happened here, Abu, the thing that happened to Solomon Ola is it there. The reason is simple for any other person to know. When those guys, those citizens drove the people away, there was a free case there for our army. At that time, the army moved there, but they stopped them to Fuya.
Okay, so the parliamentarian is saying So then why you move the army from there? And then
why you remove them? And why you killing the army at the time? Do you stop them? Can you when you remember Abu? At the time, one time it happened to the other side of the border. All the way the army went there. And the army went straight to the border. They were there until the incident. After the incident, before they came back. But this time around, they killed the army. They didn't reach. They stopped to fire. They stopped to fire city. And they want to send in a few immigration and pass from the place that they should have been, right to the water bay.
So then for that same reason, the army reached there, they moved there, blah blah. Then they remove and expel. You get called about. So then why you expel the man?
That's something they had it. Why is because the man born and came to Bada government. Why he bought them? It means that he sold the place. They would have been a true
the president said they're friends. He said they are friends. That's what
making
him pick up.
Friend, can you pick up? There's an agreement they went into. The agreement they went into, I believe that Russian hand was inside.
No, all right. Thank you very much. The way you take the debate going now. But anyway. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 21 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. You know, when these things happen, when you're not talking, then the conspiracy theorists will start to come out now and start to, you know, widen the debate and all kinds of. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
I'm Steven. I'm Steven Kaifa. I'm filming for 12th Street in Speaker.
Go ahead.
You think the ECOWAS people don't know that there's a lot of injustice in this country? I think the people are not following Joseph Worker came out that there's a lot of injustice against the Latin people, and then we'll take our representatives here to represent us, that will send our case to the people, then they will go. Honorable Member Bridge Spencer will try to bypass it and try to make things look like everything is all right. And like the question they asked Honorable Joseph Boyka in America, he said, yeah, like, right, it's all right. Look, for the day the injustice started against Funaki Kofa, Honorable Funaki Kofa, it's illegal removal of Sika. You know what it means to illegal remove of Sika after you take the man here in Italy, get into the Vatican, make the man go and pray. You can't illegally remove the man and put a regime Sika there. You know what it means? There will be a lot of injustice in this country because the president has already confirmed there will be a lot of things that never happened that will happen. So we are aware. We are aware that the illegal removal of
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. How are you doing?
Morning, Edmond.
Yeah, this is Edmond Anyway.
The disgrace going international now.
Yeah, because you know the way we have said that thanks God for more technology, because nothing now you can do in healing. The internet is here, journalists are here, and everything that you do here in Liberia. In other African countries, sometimes the same way you can sometimes mention your colleagues on some critical issue. Your colleagues on our part mention Liberia on critical issue based on what they presented. So why is it and this is the question that we are asking. This is the question we have been asking, and they are now going international. Why is it that you are hiding? Mema was just here yesterday, not being clear about her signature being on a document. She was not in country. Her signature got on the document. When she was quizzed how her signature got on the document, she could not get all the clear-cut answer as to how her signature got on the document. Now they are at the parliament. Then you go, you want to talk about other country. Whatever your own. Why are you not making report about the good and what is happening there? Why you didn't report that we have removed one of our colleagues because so and so. So, thanks be to God for that Nigerian or parliamentarian, as they call themselves, for flagging the issue. And you see, this is what can happen. And You listen, they'll say, you can't issue a
that was a blow to the that was a blow to the government.
They were not able to explain in detail. But yeah, now Freedom FM, I'm getting the detail of what actually happened there. It is a serious embarrassment to Liberia. It is a serious embarrassment to our country.
Right.
So we hope that they'll be able to push in more than this so that they can be able to get an answer for the government. Any arises, they can get clear-cut answer or take a definite position on this issue that is going on. I think it would be leading to Liberia for suspension for ECOWAS Parliament.
Do you think all of these will put the government under the pressure? Under pressure? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on this. Do you think this government will give in and tell Liberians exactly what is going on?
Yeah, it's putting pressure because mind you, there is another video out where the Guinean spokesperson of the army is explaining everything that transpired in our meeting. Okay? He's even telling us that our people have not been fair to us on what actually happened in the meeting. The same thing you get fair. The same thing that
I was reading what yesterday. They said the president acknowledged that the land belonged to Guinea.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, Edmund, thank you very much. Let me take 3 more calls here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, this is Pastor reporting from Glory.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, for the time the government came to power, even for the inauguration, they are not able to represent their own food internationally. You saw our party of thinking that before anywhere to go represent like God, they're not able to do anything.
But they weren't serious because, you know, people, educated people, then your friend go tell you, say, oh, you can't hear the real thing, you can't even talk it to go and report on your own country, you know, to report on your country. So the men can get on plane, they go sit down and they come back.
They put their blood in our own money. But everything they made said, people were not doing it correctly, and they are just talking at it. They know nothing. You go zero manner in a young long because you go to airport parliament. You can't represent that too. You can't at this moment when I want to see for the man, he said, even I was standing here speaking. You know, 2 seconds, the whole world will hear me. So meaning anything you're doing here now on the social media, they across the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the man just lay the hammer on the neck directly without serious. So here we say Africa will try to bring democracy. Then why democracy?
So who you think we should hold responsible for that one?
The president was look, Abu. When God has spoke through him, it's the message of God. The message when Nigeria is left behind, it will be a disaster for this country. This country will go down. And that's how we put this.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello?
Morning.
Yeah, morning, Abu. Thank you, baby. Baka. You said you look at me. You don't know what to say. They get there, but you say go there. The people don't go there. The residents don't go there. They don't get result. After that, person that they bring somebody. I'm not saying to you, please say that I'm not for Liberia. If I'm the same, you're not for Liberia. They forgive it.
My better they will arrest you.
No. Why they waiting for the day for that? Why they doing for? Why get there? If you go to that place.
Oh, my better. The woman. Good morning. Your last call on the second, and then we'll move to something else. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Abu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the man of Bakai. I normally call you while I'm on the traffic. Yeah, I want to interpret the proverb our president used. He used on the liberal people.
Which one? The door and the boom?
Yeah, the people are the fattest one in the mouth of Joe. They saw him a shadow in the water, the people. It's not what I did that. They put a shadow, so he was shadowed in the water. The people started shadowing the water, they got the back to which is where. So he just telling the liberal people that will make a green to elect people, and he let people, and he had a video of that global issue.
I know, right? That is another smart one also. But thank you very much. Thank you, folks. Okay. So I have the video. I have a video of the physical attack directed at Representative Yeke Koluba, right? This is very barbaric. This is undemocratic. This is uncouth, unacceptable. And the government of Liberia up to now have not issued any sort of statement in this regard. Not even the Liberia National Police have provided any update as to what action it is taking in that regard, right? To discourage these kinds of undemocratic occurrences in the country. And this is where the issue is. That when something happened to a new opposition, the police remain silent. They don't take no action. They don't do anything. They don't do the needful. But if something affecting, a ruling party person, you see them with all of the force, or maybe a matter involving an opposition figure, you see them with all of the force, like we saw in the Sam Jackson case, right? But a prominent citizen, a lawmaker, because his matter is still in court, right, gets physically attacked, where stones are being thrown at him, and we can't hear anything from the police. What is the worth and the essence of our democracy, fellow Liberians? Mr. President, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we call on you to please pay attention to the country. Pay attention to the rest of the people. See this.
An attack on the An attack is on the An attack. An attack.
That's what happened in
There is an attack on him. They are moving peacefully. There is an attack on him here.
The man and his people were just marching peacefully to the street and chanting their battle cries and moving, which is called for. And then a group of overzealous UP partisans, I don't know who enabled them, but they went out there and they started attacking the people, blocking them and throwing stones at them, right? Is this one called for? Is this really called for? Is this the Liberia we want? This is concerning. And I think the government has to put its feet down. The government has to be deliberate about this, that this should not repeat itself. You don't have to agree with Yeke. You don't have to like him. You can avoid him. The law, gives him the right to choose, to decide, to be an opposition, and do like the president said the other day. What do you expect from opposition? Criticize. So if Yeke is criticizing, you don't like it, when Yeke leave, get in the street and start praise singing. You don't have to attack the man. You think when you be defending and praise singing, you think everybody like it because there is somebody who is going through pain, whose house has been demolished, but you are lauding the government for that. You are praising them for that. But that person has never been able to attack you. So why you go and attack an opposition figure? As a president, these things are painting your government very terribly, very bad. I know there are a lot of very decent people in the government that are trying their small best, but the radicals have overwhelmed them. And then when you try to bring sense, right? When these people try to bring sense to governance, the radicals, the Mo Ali, the Amos Tuer, the Cornelio Cra, right? The how you call that other chairman, Luther Tappe, the Sam Gay, the Gregor Coleman, and these are the people try to There are a lot of them, some of them behind the scenes, they're there. Mandela Kopo, a man like Rachel Kuhn, for a speaker to declare that I will be a regime speaker, anything the regime won't do, anything the president won't do in the country, that what the president will do, and then anything the president said will pass it, will do that, right? That was the beginning of the mess we see ourselves into. Showing the executive. Right now, not even at the level of the president, the rest of the other people believe they can take any action. Lawmakers have lost their voice in the country. But again, that's what it is. Right? Business and commerce. The vice president has been making some moves. We're just going to pass over this briefly and then take Sam. Right? So move in the business and commerce industry of late. To some, laudable, but to others who are seeing it from a critical standpoint, they say it is equal to usurpation of function, overreach, or it is covering up incompetence. So when the leadership is supposed to take action, they're refusing to take actions, and then they are unstructurally moving governance and leadership in the country. The law did not say if you have a commerce minister that's proven incompetent, then the commerce minister should sit down there and the vice president go do the commerce minister job. That's not what the law says. The law doesn't say when you have a transport minister that proves incapable or incompetent, they should remain there. The vice president, the president, you will with the vice president, I put you in charge of the transport sector. Is that the experience that we're bringing to governance? No. This is what we've seen. Government to enforce 1975 liberalization law, setting aside 26 exclusive businesses for Liberian citizens. This has been the case. But there's been structural weakness on the part of the executive to enforce this law due to what many people don't talk about, fronting, compromises, and all of that. So, as part of this effort, the president puts his deputy in charge. So the government of Liberia announced that it is going to begin a rigorous enforcement of these laws and targeting specific violators that are into reserved businesses that's by law exclusively set aside for Liberian citizens only. So during a May 6th meeting with the vice president and local manufacturers, the vice president indicated that full enforcement will commence within 30 days. So from the 6th of May, and you can start counting. In 30 days' time, the vice president said full enforcement will commence. That means the enforcement will target key provisions under the law, including granting Liberians exclusive rights to distribute locally manufactured products. So when you get factory that are making soap, the law says that factory job is to make that soap. It is not a factory job to take that soap and carry it to the retailer. There has to be a distribution chain. And the only group of people that are allowed to operate distribution and chain that Liberian citizens. But what we've noticed is that Duraplas, Seti Brother, and all the other you can call the name, right? Will themselves manufacture, and they themselves will buy trucks, they themselves will start distributing, and in some instances, with the Chinese and others, they will start retailing. They will rent stores in Waterside and Relay and doing retail. So this is what the law says. This is not something that's a new undertaking. And what the law said is what it's supposed to be going by. So they had a very lengthy deliberation, and these engagement highlighted concerns that some Liberians are serving as fronts for foreign nationals in sectors legally reserved for citizens. And this is the hard truth. Most of those Liberians are serving as fronts for these foreign nationals in these areas. A lot of them are government officials. They use their government privileges and they front for these foreigners, or they provide some degree of leverage and cover for them, and they go under disguise and own these businesses that are supposed to be exclusively reserved for Liberian citizens, thereby making the Liberian dream difficult to achieve, making Liberians beggar in their own country. You understand? Now, so the vice president noted that such practices undermine the intent of the policy and weaken genuine local enterprise fronting. And there is two ways to fronting. There is a systemic bias against Liberian businesses that compels them or tighten the environment for their smooth operation, that leaves them with no option but to be fronting and be taking percentages from foreign businesses. Let's speak the hard truth. There's one thing to say, oh, I see Liberian people, but something is making it. That when a Liberian open a business, right, it's difficult for you to excel. So he goes down, and then the next thing, right, he finds a Chinese friend. He said, can't do that thing. Put my name there. At the end of the day, you give me 10%, 5%. Because the government has sort of a war contract. The government, because of kickback and the government officials, they believe they're okay with dealing with the Chinese man running that business than the Liberian man. So you see, so Liberians are not just into fronting because they're into fronting. So you, government official, why are you always uncomfortable giving the contract to Liberian businesses? There's something to look at. Another point to look at also, I don't know how they call it, but this procurement, the vice president team need to look at the procurement law, even though I have a problem why it has to be the vice president, right? Where the ceiling, I'm told 10,000 or so. And beyond that, I think that number is small. If you want to empower and create a middle class in Liberia, the government should revisit the law, and I'm recommending this to the vice president and the relevant authority, that we have to revisit that procurement law, that contracts worth 100,000 and below should be exclusively for Liberian businesses to begin with. Any contract that's worth 100,000 downward, that only Liberian businesses should go for it. No foreign business, no foreign competitors should go there. So if I have a furniture store, for example, and in a year I managed to get 2 government contracts worth 100,000, 200,000. Next year, my business will be growing to a point where I'm able to compete for 500,000, for 600,000. And if you really leave it with me radically, any contract from 500,000 down, give it to Liberia. Only Liberian people should compete. Liberian company, exclusive Liberian company should compete for that one. If our own set money can empower us now, that other country you go to get the money. If you foreigner, you investor, you can, right? 1 million contract, yeah, go bid for that one. Because you can't, you say investor. Go pay for 1 million contract. 700,000, there's that 2 million, 3 million, yeah. 500,000 or below, or maybe if that is too harsh, 200,000 below, only Liberian companies should compete. And we must find, the government must find a Liberian company to do that. That's the beginning of the Liberianization policy. be looking at a small, irrelevant thing that's still keeping our people down there. You think that what keeping Liberian businesses down? Well, you let 20,000 thing. Liberian business got to go compete with Lebanese, Chinese, Indian people that care all kind of, and establishment and empowerment. So who you think will win that contract? So at the end of the day, for Liberian business to even get 20,000, 50,000 contract, that war in your own country, and then the business crumbles. They say, oh, and Liberian boy, you know how to do business. As soon as you start doing business, you tell you that small chilling that you can break business down. What the opportunity, what the environment that gives support, that what the government are willing to do. And yes, what we are hearing about the whole distribution thing that the government trying to push. Because if you listen to Floyd Thomas interview that he conducted after the meeting, it's signaling. Floyd himself is involved with manufacturing. And when you try to create the environment where Floyd then will come back and take over the distribution thing, then you're not fronting or you're not advocating for the ordinary Liberian in this instance, but a select few business partners. And that is the reason why I do not support the president usurping the function of the Ministry of Commerce and giving it to the vice president, and that the vice president will start to create a window for friendly friends to dominate and take over. And then the very purpose for which this is done is undermined, and the ordinary Liberian businesses remain struggling. We have to be frank. We have to be bold. This is not the solution. VP Kun is not finding a solution. VP Kun is making news. It's just about showmanship optic. I do not see what sort of sustainable solution in this. So what is the purpose of the Ministry of Commerce? Why can't we empower the Ministry of Commerce to be able to do these things? If we have a person there that is not up to task and not doing it, why can't we dismiss her? So we are compensating incompetence, inefficiency by politically usurping and taking it. Is that what the law requires? At the end of the day, it will all be grandstanding. Vice President Cool, call you might not do this, you might not do that, you might not do this, blah, blah, and what comes out of it is zero. But if it is a policy action driven by the relevant institution and they are moving towards it, yes, we have hope and faith in that. And that is why we do not trust the credibility of what is going on with the vice president office. And it has to be reviewed. It has to be reviewed and made better. Better ways to do it. Ministry of Commerce. We can't sit here in government or institutions where millions are going to from the budget yearly. Millions are going. And then you be usurping their functions. You take Ministry of Transport function, you take it and get the Lebanese people. You talk about Lebanization policy there. You take Ministry of Transport function, you get the Lebanese people, you talk about Lebanization policy. You take LRS function, you get rid of Dubai people. You take Ministry of Labor, job permit, contract. You get to Liberian company, you give it to Indian people. You're talking liberalization. Those are the places it's supposed to begin from. 0776-104-104, plus 231-86-500-104. This is the heartbeat, and this is about you. How can we trigger government policy to affect the creation of middle class? When you see the government moving in a certain direction, you want to evaluate it based on the genuineness and the authenticity in what they are doing to be sure that, of course, we are going somewhere with this. I do not believe so. I do not have faith in what is going on with the vice president and the business people. The vice president is a businessman, right? So the president takes the thing from an institutional level and make it an individual thing. And the general interest of the country is not guaranteed at an individual level. Empower the commerce minister to be able to lead this conversation. Empower the commerce ministry to be able to lead this conversation and take charge. that is institutionalizing governance, and that is a sustainable solution to whatever challenges we have. Tying it to individual, and you tying it to individual, Mr. President, and you think that's how the problems are solved? Where is the wisdom now? Where is the wisdom? The experience, the know-how, and all that. The thing that's supposed to be done by, you get a whole Ministry of Commerce of regulating businesses and industries in the country. You say no, we'll get all the millions. You'll be taking salary, you'll be saying that the vice president, you, all the business people. So now when Commerce Ministry people go, then the Commerce Ministry people say, oh no, but the vice president said that how we gonna do it? Is that chaos? Tell me now, they're not chaos? I mean, not anything can impress me.
Office of the Vice President, the Honorable Vice President, having been in a meeting with manufacturers and distributors, is going to the builders, according to what you asked, to interact with them. They were not shocked by what was happening. Manufacturer goods. The Vice President stressing how serious the government is about implementing.
The government has implementing agency. Mr. Commerce, should we then let us dissolve the Ministry of Commerce if it cannot do what it has to do, and the vice president has to leave his office and his duty of assisting the president in administering the affairs of the state. The vice president got to be performing cabinet roles. What is going on? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much this morning for your topic on the discussion, Abu. I appreciate you and the other family, Freedom family. But you see, Abu, I don't want to call my name this morning, but you know, some of all really want your number. I just want to give you a little information. You see, this Greco man, I'm speaking to you from the security center. Like I speak to you today, I'm not to center because for certain reasons. But you see what happened about this government and the Greco man you're talking about, these are the people that are running the government. They just fail us. They make some of our police stand against the past government that in the name, the security,
Okay, all right, my man. You're the security man. We'll talk about that thing later. Now we're talking about we won't be millionaire. Yeah, our country too now. Won't be rich. Won't do business. Be rich and flourish. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, bro. Good morning. My name is Otis Barkley. I join you from the Virginia Speaker District.
Go ahead.
So thank you for the topic of discussion. You see, this government they lost every capability because there's a policy. I ain't really know, but the Labrador policy that they give privilege to Labrador businesses on certain amount.
Yeah, but that's what we are talking, the liberalization policy. So it's supposed to be enforced and implemented by the Ministry of Commerce and relevant agencies and all of that. But the president said all the people must sit down and the vice president will be in charge. You're empowering one man over the institution when you're supposed to be empowering the institution to take institutional actions.
To take institutional steps. But you see, Abu, it happened when the yellow machine stuff started.
Then you weakening the Ministry of Commerce. Then you say you know government power.
The people lack any capability. The people don't know anything. They get king of power because they lie to the Labrador people. They deceive the Labrador people. Wretched or fake propaganda. That's what brought people to power. That's what brought people to power. People lack capability.
So do you trust the thing the vice president, or you think the thing you can really work?
That's like a J thing, brother. Abu, that's like a J thing. They happened with the yellow machine. He went, came back with a whole lot of stories. Say that any amount of money they go, they come back. They say like the other money. Just to skip on the land.
The whole yellow machine thing spawn now. Take it from Liberian company and give it to foreign. No take. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother Abu Sherif.
Morning.
I'm just a silent listener and I'm calling from the Kingsville Bell. I'm Faya Mani.
Go ahead.
Brother Abu, the thing what you're talking about, taking to the ministry, which is
Ministry?
Yeah, traffic management.
Oh, okay.
Traffic management. My brother, when you get there, you see a kind of criminal eye the people carrying on that you will not believe. The way transport ministry you used to go, your process go slowly, you hear from them, my brother. They have made everything into criminal manner.
They say the line can be long there.
Man, I think people will wake up from there, go there, and someone up you will need a power by starting your business will not go on. Now, as I'm speaking to you, I have to deal with somebody there. And in fact, you have to grab somebody before you go through the system. You have to grab and never transparent.
So then why they took it from Ministry of Transport now? What the benefit?
The question I ask you, why they should take this from Ministry of Transport when you're not able to?
My man, that thing hurting all. That thing, we just doing it because we need the people, but that thing hurting all.
I said the thing make me, I said, up to now to my boy, I said thing you're falling the person said, what? Doing the process for me. And then tell me, okay, $10.
Wow. I know when you go there, you see the thing. When you go there, you see it can be making you vessel.
Oh, no. Yes, so this is what I said. I really stay to cross door, but you know what? Anyone going to come and say that one parking in my head, which is my day, 10%.
Hey, I'm begging you, but money.
Thank you very much. I'm Spencer Mohammed.
Simply coming. You're bring Sam.
Abu, thank you for this discussion. Abu, in my mind, the vice president is just trying to play to the sentiment of these people. The vice president is a businessman. He's fully aware of what is happening in our country. But in order to play on the minds of the people like they did in the past to get to where they are today, he's just trying to pass sentiment. That's what he's doing. How will you be giving transport ministry out? How will you be giving the work permit out to foreign companies and at the same time saying that my pressure should take over their own country? When you are sharing those institutions to other people. And even Abu, most recent time when the president visited our area around the Secretariat area there, you know what you told the man? The man said when he retires, he will be he heard that city bank, city bank buy all plastic. When he retires, he will be selling all plastic to city. If the president is saying such a thing, then how
you know the president said you're in a board meeting?
I was there. The year that the city bank is buy all plastic, when he retires,
you're leading probably, but yeah, man. Yeah, but thank you, Spencer. Spencer, thank you very much. But I think, Mr. President, the vice president can be the one to be doing what he's doing. I think that is undermining institutional viability. That is weakening the authority of the Ministry of Commerce to a larger extent. And the solution is not institutional; it's knee-jerk. It's knee-jerk. It's going to favor a few. It's going to favor a few. The vice president is conflicted in these conversations. The vice president is a businessman. He has business partners. He has business interests. And besides, let's channel these things through institutional mechanism, not individual laws. And I don't know, right? But these are my recommendations. And you agree with me because even from the initial conversations that are being held, there's no hope and faith in what is going on. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
This is Kevin Onastepe Napla Yempu Jr. and I'm phoning from Louisiana, Upper Carroll.
Go ahead.
You know, Abu, this government and this president giving you the reason every day to doubt the 43, 45, 42. That is 50-year experience. Every day giving you the reason to doubt it. How can vice president impose policy issue? He asked for recommendation. He can say, he gave you 30 days, they're going to enforce all. So where is the Ministry of Commerce in collaboration with the Marketing Association? Where is the action when the vice president leaves up there to enforce policy issue?
Mm-hmm. And the thing that the vice president even carry 1 minute. The vice president is not even taking his recommendation to cabinet for cabinet to endorse it, and then they kind of implement. The vice president can just call press conference. You call my man Damon Slanger, then Damon will bring the camera out and he say, in 30 days they want you. I run the country like that.
You run the country like gangster. Yeah. Where is the experience in governor in Joseph Waka? You could see how a big
Hey, no, we don't do that. Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much. Let's take Crime Stopper and then we take our friend, our young brother, Sam Sion, as he talk us through his latest project that he's bringing. A young man who left Liberia at 2 years old. He's gone there. He's experienced, he's learned, he's come back, and he's coming back with solution. And these conversations are important to encourage our brothers out of the country to never forget that this country has enormous challenges. And we count on your expertise and the exposure to come back here and help us go and develop this country. This break, Crime Stopper Liberia, and we'll be right back.
Which are you for? If you see a you motake, and I mean you cheche. It's about music. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the real authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you motake, and I mean you cheche, do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must part to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia, folks, welcome to the final lap of the conversation right here on Liberia's most informative and listen to breakfast conversation. The Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Okay, so we have a young Liberian professional, Sam Sion Jr. I don't know what he's going to carry. Old man Sam Sion Jr. Okay. Good morning, my brother. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to be on the show.
Okay, and how are you?
I'm good. Thank God.
Welcome. I know you're always in and out, but how does it feel connecting back with home and all of it?
Yeah, it feels great to come back. You know, the whole goal is always to come back and reinvest in building Liberia. So
okay, talking to Mark, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us about you.
Yeah. So my background is I have a background in IT and software engineering. So I work for some of the biggest companies in the world, from Nike to American Chemical Society, which is in Washington
D.C. Pull the mic to you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, pull it. Just pull it. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Better? Yeah. So my background is in IT and software engineering for American Chemical Society, which is a government sort of a government agency where I work with scientists on chemical research and things like that. But my background is in building apps, websites, helping businesses scale. Where at Nike, I helped over 90 million users at scale and made them $32 million through a lot of software systems I implemented. But one of the things I'm back here to do is I'm building a platform for our country, Liberia. And
that we'll talk about. Just wanted the people to know Sam and what was he into. But that's quite impressive, actually. You know, you're a young man, relatively, and making such an impact out there. You said with Nike?
Yeah. Okay. I worked at Nike headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, and worked in Washington, D.C. recently.
Okay, how long have you been involved with these sort of job?
Yeah, so my pa can tell you, so I've been doing this since I was a kid. I used to be on my laptop every day, you know, writing, you know, stuff on the computer, but I always had a passion for IT, and I've been doing this professionally for, I say, about almost 8 years now. So I've been doing it for a long time, and yeah, I like what I do. I like seeing the creativeness of something that you want to problem solve and say, how can I make this into an app? How can I make this to a system where people can use this? So,
and then you started coming to Liberia, and then tell me
Yeah.
when you came, what was driving you, the things you saw, that made you to say, look, I think we gotta do something here.
Oh yeah. So when I first came to Liberia, it was it feels good to be back home, but I was shocked by a lot of things I learned. For example, I had some guys with me, some good people with me, and I was asking about, what's the situation like working here and stuff like that, and they was like, oh, I've been working for some time and got paid. I said, how long you been working? He said 3 months. I said, you working 3 months and I got paid? To me, coming from America, that sounds crazy because that's not a thing we're used to having. And so I was like, no, this can't be a normal situation for you.
Like, it's not normal.
It's not normal. It shouldn't be normal.
3 months. Sometimes we drag it for 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Oh God, that's too much. Yeah. So I took it upon myself to say, but we have a lot of people here who have talents and who have a lot of brilliant things they could do, but they don't have the platform, the exposure to connect with people who need those services.
Okay.
At the same time, I experienced seeing, people who are coming in, they want to invest back in Liberia, but they're frustrated because there's no proper system or things in place to for trust. People are sending tens of thousands of dollars back home, to retire back to Liberia and things like that. But oftentimes they're left with unmet expectations,
like trust issues.
Trust issues, yeah. This not the building materials, things like that.
So where does Kadu comes in?
Yeah, so Kadu is an on-demand service platform. So on-demand meaning it's not like you posting a job on like LinkedIn for like office job. It's more so you need something on demand. So let's say your generator broke, you need an electrician, you need a barber, you need a driver for here to Robertsport, anything you need on demand
service.
Yes, on demand services. Yeah, so anything like that, even constructions, if you want to manage your property management, things like that too. So what Kadu comes in is two sides to the platform. So the first side is you are a customer, you're looking for services, right? So you could go on the app and say, hey, I need a barber, I need an electrician, I need someone to clean my house or my Airbnb, right? So you post what you need. On the other end, we have contractors who are providing services, right? One of the biggest first value you get as a customer is sometimes you have to just call people around. Hey, do you know this person going to fix generator? This person going to do this, the other thing, right? And instead, you have a platform where you could go and get different bids or offers. So if I say my generator broke, I need someone to come fix my generator, within that, I'll get different rates from different electricians or generators.
Okay.
So now I get a price for less than $20. So now I have to call one person, depending on that may or may not, charge me a lot of money, or I don't know what the market rate is. So this way you can get a competitive market rate. That's the first value you can work out.
Competitive market rate.
Yeah.
And not a fixed thing across the
every
platform.
as a contractor, I can put the price I want to do the service for. So if I know a certain task costs $100 and I know people are I want to be competitive. So I'll do it for $80. I want your business. So that keeps the market rate fair for everybody. That they're not going to look at you for the man from America. I charge a man a little more, right? Because other contractors on that platform also trying to earn my business because they want to go fix my generator.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the first values.
So how does it work?
Yeah. So after you post a service you need as a customer, after you get different offers from different contractors, once you come to an agreement with a contractor, you pay us in the app. In America, it's called escrow. So what that means, we just hold the money until either you need a refund or until the payment needs to be dispersed. So after you pay in the app, you can pay through mobile money, you can pay through your credit card, debit card, anything that's an online digital payment.
So let me go you right there. So when you go to Kandu, when you pay the app, right? And then let's say you want a generator repair service.
Yeah.
So the different or service provider that come with different prices, and then you make a selection of one.
Yeah.
Right? It is the company that you're interacting with directly, interacting with Kandu, and the Kandu going to create a link and all of that.
Yeah, so we are just a platform. So we just provide the exposure to the contractors and the customer. So you are a customer, you're looking for service providers. We have service providers on the other side who are looking for customers. So we can just connect you to.
Okay.
So we are just a facilitator. So you pay in the app instead. For example, you could be in America right now. You have an Airbnb. The person you depending on to clean your house doesn't show up. You say, but if someone showed up in 2 hours, I need to do something quick. So you go on Kadu, you say, hey, I need someone to clean my Airbnb. I got some coming in 2 hours. You get different rates. After you get the different, you choose someone. You pay in the app again through more money, any sort of credit card, debit card. We hold the money again. So now this person will come and clean the house. And how they get paid is through a verification process to make sure the work actually gets done. So if I'm coming,
So who pays that?
We will disperse the payment once the customer approves of the satisfaction of the job being done correct.
Oh, okay. So the service provider will be locking your system and you have all the information. So for example, if I'm into RCT and then subscribe with Kadu, my program is there and everything. So I have to do the payment. Kadu got to confirm before. I do the job. Kadu got to confirm before they make the payment.
Yeah. So before the contractor can come to the job site or whatever task you need done, the payment has to be paid in the app. This just gives security for you as the customer and the contractor as well. Because oftentimes we're sending money abroad overseas and we're sending it directly, and there's no thing protecting you in case this person does not do the job like they should be.
What do you think is the solution?
I think this is a solution because a lot of times I would say we don't have to reinvent the wheel and create something brand new. A lot of these systems already exist outside of Liberia and it works, but Liberia works in a different way than other countries. So we have to do it in a way for the Liberian way, like a Liberian remix version. So noticing how people are sending thousands of dollars back home and they're trusting whether it's family, employees to do the things they said they're going to do, but it doesn't get done, right? You have MoneyGram, Sendwave, Western Union, where people are sending all this money through, but there's no protection layer that is holding people accountable to do what they want to do. They're supposed to do before you pay them. That's where Kadu comes in. You send the money, we hold it as a middleman. When a person completes the task, they send a verification process. So when it comes to Airbnb, the person says, "Okay, I cleaned the house, I cleaned the bathroom." They send photos and videos. You in the app will get a notification that this person is done cleaning the house. You go and verify. So, okay, everything looks good. You sign off on it. The person gets paid. You say,
How does the verification happen?
Yeah, so the verification happens through photos and videos. So if I go in and clean your Airbnb, your office, I have to send photos and videos as evidence.
On the app?
On the app, yeah. So you upload the evidence with its photos, videos, and then we as the app can see it too in case we have to do an investigation if things start to escalate. But you as the customer, you have this visibility now. Okay, I'm not just sending money blindly. This person actually completed the work to my satisfaction. Because sometimes people will cut corners. And
what about in the case of a mechanical repair? How do one verify that?
Yeah, so the first thing I'll say is we are handpicking contractors in the initial phase. We're not just having anybody on the app. If you go on Kadu on the App Store and Google Play Store, you can download the app, but you can start working because we have a verification process where we're bringing on contractors slowly because we care about quality, not quantity. We don't want a guy to say, "Oh yeah, I can fix someone's car," and go spot someone's car, because that's on our side as a reputation. Our whole idea is on-demand, reliable services from people who actually can do what they said they can do. So when it comes to someone who is using the platform, we'll have a verification process where we'll go, whether it's an interview or we'll go check behind you, even asking some people you worked for before. So if you say you're a mechanic, we'll go and say, "Okay, where's your garage at? Who do you work with? Who people call you face?" We'll do a whole investigation process. So we're not just letting anyone on the app.
Okay. So the aspect of verification I'm trying to ask about, for example, I asked for mechanical service on my car. My problem in the US, I'm coming down and I know that there's a breakdown on my car, and I link up to Kadu, and then the mechanic does the job. How do I get to know that that car has been fixed?
Yeah, so with tasks on certain categories like mechanical repairs, electricians, HVAC, things like these are more sophisticated tasks, meaning a photo and video does not show the evidence that this was done correctly.
Correct.
Right? So for that process, we have an auditing process. So what that means is you have someone we handpicked as what we believe to be a good contractor, but people have bad days. Sometimes the man just wants to say, "I just want to make quick money." You just cut some corners and just say the thing is done, right? Human nature. So the second thing, we have an audit. If a task reaches a certain amount, let's say if it's a $50 repair, that wouldn't transfer an audit. If it's like a $200 repair, that's more money with more risk. So then we'll have an audit, which this audit will mean is that after the first person, the initial contractor does the job, we don't disperse payments until we have a second auditor come in, which is another mechanic on the app, who job is simply just to go confirm. Just go and do an inspection. That's it. So now you could be overseas and then you could have whatever service you want done, because now you have two people who are saying this thing is done correct.
Okay.
The first independent contractor does not know the other person. It's just random people.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So what about in the area of construction? There are people, for example, in the diaspora, they want to be their home in Liberia. That's when it is concerned about trust issue. You send your money down. Probably you want to host like this, but then when you come to the country, you see something different. How does Kado come to?
Yeah, so Kado works two ways. So either you could have a contractor for a construction company you already want to work with, or we can find one for you. However you want to do that, that's fine. But again, through the app, we have milestone phases. So let's say, for example, you're doing a foundation that costs, I don't know, $10,000, right? You can either pay that in installments, depending on what you and the contract negotiate, or you can pay all upfront. Either way, we're still protecting. We're not releasing this money until the work gets done to your satisfaction, right? And so once you find the contractor, or you use one of the contractors already, you pay in the app, and we have another process where we're including now what we call Kado partners. What Kado partners is materials and tool shops that we are partnering with that are going to provide materials on the platform that you can pay for and see. For example, right? Sometimes I will send somebody to go buy something from the store for me. The man will say, "Oh, the thing costs $20, boss. The thing really costs $10, but it may eat extra $10 from me, right?" But that's the business. That's also. So to get around this, instead of giving people money directly, you could look through our partner shops, which is again materials and tools. I can name a whole business, but I won't do that. But you go pay them directly on the app, like an e-commerce site, right? You go on the app, you say, "Okay, I need these. My plumber said we need 3 pipes." You go on the app, you see the plumbing, the pipes. You can go buy directly through again more money, credit card, debit card. Then the material shop will go and confirm it. They'll go prepare the order, and the contractor go and pick it up by scanning a QR code or showing their ID that they're the rightful person to pick it up. So this way, you can see different price from different different shops.
This is a very smart solution.
Yeah. So that way you can be anywhere in the world, right? You can have.
So you can worry about somebody robbing you, taking your money, you're not doing the job, and all of that.
Exactly. And we have information on we have data on the contractors and the customer. So for example, let's say, right, the person as a contractor, my security is that Kado is going to make sure I get paid if I do the work correctly, right? We have an agreement. You say, "Okay, I need my bathroom cleaned, this thing." If the customer simply does not want to pay for whatever reason, right, you could escalate to a dispute process, or you as a contractor say, "Hey, Kado, I did what I was supposed to do. I cleaned the person's house. I did this. You made a dispute." Because we already hold the money, we want to benefit both sides, because we need contractors to continue being encouraged to use the platform. We need customers to continue feeling protected. So we'll go through the investigation process and talk to the customer and figure out what it is.
But after the money is initially deposited and then it's in the custody of Kado.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So once the confirmation comes in, Kado makes disbursement.
Yeah, disbursement. Yeah, that's correct. But I'm saying in a case where the customer does not want to sign off on that money,
okay,
right? The contractor can submit an escalation dispute in an app and say, "Hey, finish cleaning Apple House. Why is he's not responding? What's going on?" Stuff like that, right? And then we can go reach out to Abu and say, "Hey, the contractor has finished cleaning your house. Is there anything going on? Is there anything that he didn't do?" And at the end of the day, in our terms and agreements, we want to make sure the playing field is fair, right? So we can go in and either do partial payments, full payment, refund, however we decide, but we have an incentive to make sure everyone is satisfied, because we want people to continue using Kado. Because instead of you taking it to court and you in court for years or months, more court fees, or sometimes people just eat the cost of the man got me. They eat $10,000 you just lost and just move on your life. Right? Kado's here to fix that. We're to make sure that process doesn't exist.
Okay, so Kado is saying that is not going to happen with your money anymore. They can come in, provide some relief, and then have you have your job or whatever done the way it's supposed to do. His name is Sam Sarin Jr., and of course, he's the CEO and founder of the demand service on-demand service app, Kado.
Yep.
Right, they're into a lot of services, connecting consumers with clients or customers with contractors, to ensuring that there is maximum efficiency in the execution of whatever task that you have, personally, domestically, and that you want to do. Are there other services that are also available on the app
Yeah, so we are starting with I would say specific services, and then we'll expand to more later. So we're doing more technical tasks. I would say HVAC, electrician, plumber, things masonry, whether you're doing construction tasks, driver, barber, people who do hair, nails. And if you're a service provider, right? If you provide services, please reach out to us on Facebook at Kadu app or on Instagram at Kadu app, or even our email at
Any service.
any service you provide. Yeah. We don't provide. Again, we don't do stuff like if you need like an office assistant. That's not what the Kadu is for. Kadu is for on demand. So things we need within, I would say, within
It's not an employment app.
yeah, it's not an employment app. It's just you are a contractor, and you could have a business too and be on Kadu. So let's say, for example, you have a driving service where you lease or you let people use your car, right? Rental car services. You could be on Kadu, meaning I could be December. You say, hey, I need a driver for the next 2 weeks. I need Liberia for, right? You who have a car service, you could post and your rate say, hey customer, this is how much I charge for the next 2 weeks, and then I can see that rate, and I can see other rates from other people who also do car services as well, right? Whether they're independent business or
car rental service.
Yeah, car rental service. Whether it's an independent person doing their own car or someone who own a business, right? And then how it works again, the same process. You just pay in the app once the service has been completed. Person signs up on it, the money goes to you. You could get just the payment through mobile money as a contractor, which is the most popular way in Africa that people get paid, or if you have a bank account, you do it that way too.
So services, restaurants.
No, not if you do a catering business, that could be a thing. But if you have a restaurant where you're selling food place, that's not necessarily what Kadu is.
Okay. Yeah. But providing catering services.
If say you have an event, you have a wedding, something like that, you need a caterer, then yeah, that would.
How about PR service?
You could do PR services, but that's not what at the moment we're not starting with that. We may expand that later. But we're focusing on more, I'll say, high demand services where like technical stuff. Yeah, because that's one of the main issues. Yeah. So
I know it sounds new, strange, and all of that, but yes, these are different ways of working in other countries, in other areas.
It already works.
That's improving the livelihood of the people and making things to look very, very easy and all that. So it's coming to Liberia. Our brothers are bringing these beautiful ideas back home. We'll go to the phone line, we'll talk to people how they feel about it. But again, whether it's contractors, how can they get to Kadu?
Yeah, so we're doing an onboarding process. The reason why is we have a lot of customers who want to use the platform, but we're not able to until we do our contractor verification. For example, if I'm a customer and I'm using Kadu to find a driver or I need an electrician, and we don't have enough supply, we don't have an electrician on the app, it ruins the experience as you who need our services. So we're gonna do an onboarding phase where if you sign up on Kadu right now, you can't currently use it, but you sign up on the waiting list, and we'll slowly onboard people. Maybe we'll do the first 100 people, the first 500 people, but we'll make sure we have enough supply. So if you need a service, we have enough people to provide it for you
across all the different
services. Yes.
Okay, so it is right now the onboarding process.
Yes, but the app is in the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Okay, let's talk about how one gets the app and the processes of getting yourself logged in and all that.
Yeah, so if you right now go on Kadu on Google Play Store or iOS Store,
Kadu at KADU.
Yeah, KADU. You can go and download. So there's two apps. There's Kadu, which is for the customer. Kadu Pro or Professional is the right way. Professional is for the side for you provide services. So if you provide services, contractor, yeah, there's two different apps. And this is how most people, there's Uber and there's Uber driver, different apps, right? But it's just, it works together, it connects. So if you look on the App Store, you can read what it says besides for, and then you can sign up, and then you feel free to reach out to us directly again on Facebook, email, or hello@Kadu the app email. Send us an email, and if you want to be verified soon, we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah.
So if you have a service that you provide, you go for the Kadu Pro. Kadu
Professional Pro.
But then if you're going to be using it to access services, then you go for the Kadu.
Yeah, and you can use both. You could be someone who have a cleaning business, but once in a while you need some generator. You can use both. So
that's correct. Like I said, Sim is our guest. So let's take your calls. Probably you have some concerns, and we'll let you know more 0776 104 086-500-104 plus 231-886-500-104. In 10 minutes time, we can take your calls, your concerns. Meaning you can stay right within your bedroom. You just download the app, you put in your request, and then you have a whole list of contractors that can provide that service, and then you make a choose in between, and then in space check on. I mean, we need to talk about the response time. How efficient is that?
Yeah. So,
good morning.
Good morning, I'm
okay.
This is Klein calling from Singapore.
Go ahead.
I'm a sick day. I listen to the guys and it's time interesting like that. And one of the accredited when doing a construction, always thinking that doing a estate work, right? Being a housing unit, and for the 2 unit, 2 bedroom or a playground. So now he's doing it single-handedly. So I want to find out from you guys whether they can do something like a prepaid, then we pay the back.
Okay, you address that. You get taken it. You have to move away from your monitor. You have to move away from your monitor. I'm okay. Go ahead. Thank you very much. And this one, your money is just in a safe hand to ensure that your job is done. And when your job is done, you approve it, and then the payment is done to whoever that provided the service. Everybody go their separate way. You don't have to encounter any kind of court issue, policeman, this, that, blah, blah, all that. Kadu is just making things easier and more efficient. So the first caller has a question about, I think it's a pre-finance.
Yeah. So in our later stage, that's going to be something we're going to do for people who live in America specifically. So, for example, one of the biggest things in America right now is called Buy Now, Pay Later. If you live in America or Canada, you know what that is. It's apps like Affirm, Klarna, where basically if something costs $1,000, these platforms will let you pay monthly or let you pay bi-weekly, right? And it's more affordable for some people. And I know, for example, let's say we got a $5,000 renovation you're doing for a kitchen, and you got the money, but you don't spend the money directly, right? We are going to partner with these companies in the near future where basically you could pay your $5,000 to Klarna, where they take on the risk, right? But again, this is for American diaspora users because you have a credit score, you have bank, they have ways to get their money, right? So this is not for people who live in Liberia, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So let me. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Morning.
Yeah, speaking of this, I want to traffic on the ground.
Go ahead.
Okay, we'll see on my one of them for cash. One, I don't have a car, a driver.
Okay, if Kadu don't have their own car and driver, right? I mean, what are the rental service, right? Go to the second one.
Yeah.
The second question.
And two is no question. For the people that go to the for small. For me, I got three phones. There's a lot more time I was watching. So I wanted to do it, Mama. And I can switch up to the government. I get my car. I get my solo. Yeah, at least I can get it.
Yeah, but you gotta go on the app now because it's technological. You gotta go and download the app, you sign in, and then they do your verification, and then you're there. Then they connect you with customers. People coming from the diaspora, they know reliable drivers, they can recommend you. Your profile will be there, link up with you and all that. So you have to do that. But he will talk to it as to whether there are numbers available. Okay, so 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 500 104. For those in the diaspora, I think this is a beautiful thing. You too can also chip in. These are experiences that you see on that side, and it's coming to Liberia. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Well, my name is Maxi Desert. I'm calling from Canada. I just want to ask one or two questions.
Okay.
Concerning the platform, is there a way that you can register a construction company? If yes, then I don't know the process. Then two, if you are in partnership with Kado as a contractor, is there fee that you're supposed to pay? Is there cost attached to that?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll basically keeping that question, but this is
Yeah,
it.
that's a good question. So let me start with the other is it available for non-big apps? So at the moment, no. You need to have a smartphone that can have an app store where you can download the app. That is the only way that we can facilitate and make sure that things are done correctly. So there's currently no way spot. What I'll say is, for example, there are a lot of people who are mechanics and have garages where they don't have big phones, right? But what typically you can do is you can work with someone who has a big phone. Let's say you're a garage owner, right? And a lot of your employees or the mechanics, they don't have, the smartphone, they don't understand how to use it. You could be the facilitator, or you put on that. You could be the one bringing the business to them. You guys do some sort of partner where you say, okay, I understand the business side, you are providing a service, so I will be the representative for Kado. We could work together, and when the business come in, we'll work on this, and then I will take the payment, and then we'll can share it however you want to do that. That's okay. But like I said, I always recommend.
I was saying you to do the job.
Yeah, I was saying do the job. Yeah, but I always recommend you get your own smartphone or find a way so you could be in control of it, right? But if you operate on a business, then you could have your people who are in the business with you. They don't have to have the smartphone. You just need one person with the smartphone to be able to go in and set the contracts, negotiate, and get paid. And then the second question, about the fee, right? So that's a great question. So like everything, right? There are fees, and our fee is very, very visible. So I'll walk you through an example. So let's say we agree on a task. The task costs, let's say, $100, right? So me and the contractor negotiate $100 agreement. Similar, because we have the operational cost to keep the app running. We have a small fee. That fee could be $4 or $6, but the value you're getting from the $4 to $6 of a fee is more than enough. Because again, people are going to court. People are taking losses, right? You're getting so much in value from the small fee we're taking as an operational cost. So that's from the customer side. The customer side comes in, we take a small fee, and on the contractor side, it is dependent on the amount of cost. So for example, right, if you are doing a construction task and you're running businesses through 10, 15, 20,000, we might take 1 to 2% of the fee, because it's we don't want to take a lot because you're putting more business through the app. But if you're doing let's say a job that's the contractor is paying you $100, right? We might take $6 or $7 or $8, right? So the fee is reasonable. On the amount the volume of money, it just depends. But it's fair because we also provide you that protection, right? We also are adding value to you. That not only everything I said, but you grow a reputation. Because on the app, you have your profile, you have a rating score. So after a job gets completed between you and a customer, the customer can rate you. So okay, Abu was great. We'll give him a 5-star, 4.8 star, and leave a review. So that leaves the next customer to see that you're doing a great job or not a great job, right? So this is a system that filters out bad actors. Because if someone is not good at providing services, if they're messing people, spoiling people car, that person will eventually not get no more business. Because someone says, I get a person in 1 star or 0 star, the person spoiled my car, da da da. And so that way you have an accountability system. So Kado is providing so much value, right? That the small fee we're taking is nothing compared to the value we're adding to you for the security of making sure you're getting paid and you as a customer are getting jobs done completely without this running off of your money.
Okay, the next point he asked, for example, you have a construction company, how do you get it gold?
Yeah, so construction companies is one of the contractors we're really looking for, because one of the biggest issues is construction, property management, things like that. So, like I said, you could download the app, or you can reach out to us directly on any of our social media pages or our email. Our email is hello@kadu.app. HELO@kadu, KADU.app. Reach out to us and let us know. We could do a partnership. We could give you more information, but construction companies are one of the biggest.
Okay, let me squeeze this last for time is up. Good morning. Oh, okay, we lost that. So I'd like to know, is the service, is Kado services available only to people in Liberia, or you can be any part of?
So we're starting with one market. Liberia is home to me.
Okay.
Liberia is, for me, Liberia is where we're going to start. We're going to expand to other countries eventually, but starting with Liberia is great because if you can make CADU work in a place like Liberia. It costs nothing to do in Ghana, in Nigeria, in bigger markets, right? Because oftentimes big companies cannot go to small markets, but small markets can go to big companies, right? Because if I'm a big company, I'm making billions of dollars, I may not want to take the risk coming to the Liberia market, but if someone can take that risk and see that it works, then you can expand to other countries, right? So we're going to be expanding right now, just Liberia, and for the customers in the diaspora can use the platform. So you could be in the UK, Australia, US, but the services can only be provided currently in Liberia. You can't have services provided in Ghana at the moment, or Sierra Leone or Nigeria. So if you are a diaspora Liberian, this is for you. We'll eventually expand, but at the moment we're just doing Liberia.
Okay, something that we didn't ask you about that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so like I said, this app is revolutionary. It is going to change the way people do business in Africa. Let's just move Liberia aside in Africa, because again, one of the biggest issues is we're taking risks, sending tens of thousands of dollars overseas. Liberia alone spent $1.2 billion in revenues last year, 2025. I have the data on me right on my phone. I'm looking at it actually. So
money that was
sent from overseas. So the money is coming to the country. It's just not being facilitated in a way where it's safe for people to continue spending money. We don't want to discourage Liberians from spending and investing back home. This is what CADU is here to do.
Okay, so we want to thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being on the air.
Okay, Sam Stein Jr. has been here and of course talking to us about his business program. So you can take advantage, go on your app store and download the CADU app and join and get the relief. This is how we like to bring the curtains down on this Thursday morning edition of the nation's most listened to breakfast conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu. It's always a good thing to be here until we see you on Monday. Of course, the weekend team will be here tomorrow. I do have a wonderful time. Bye bye.